It is impossible to say how first the ideal entered my brain, but once conceived, it haunted me day and night. Object there was none, passion there was none. I loved the old man. He had never wronged me. He had never given me insult. For his gold I had no desire. I think it was his eye. Yes, it was this. He had the eye of a vulture, a pale blue eye. And that's what we're revealing this week.
All right. I didn't know where he was going for this. I was like, what's going on? But
Yeah,
I like it took us, it was long to get there, but we got there.
yeah. You know, that may be foreshadowing for our review tonight. Anyway,
Yes.
I'm Chad.
I'm Matt.
And you're listening to episode 91 of We Used to Talk About This at Work. All right. So I just want to say, first off, how are you feeling, Matt?
I'm doing a lot better. Your boy was doing bad a couple of days ago.
Yeah. So for the audience, weird. Matt and I, we live like thousands of miles away from each other, but we were both sick at the same time. And I just want to know, guess this week, were you sick this week?
I was not sick this week, but I dodged a bullet because my friend who was visiting me this week got just the night before, like I had to go out and get him chicken noodle soup and Tylenol because he was not used to this cold and we got caught out in the rain. And so everyone around me got sick, but I did not get sick.
Okay. Well, I'm really happy to hear you. Yes.
Yes. Agreed.
So, not currently in New York City and not sick, I would like to introduce Eva. How are you doing?
I actually am in New York City currently.
No,
I think you said not. Yeah. No, you said not.
And not sick.
Yeah. I'm not sick. I am in New York City.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
This is going off. Starting great. We're starting.
This is a very awkward bit we're doing, but we're gonna push through it. All right. You know,
that's okay. I'm into it. I'm into the awkward.
So, can you give a brief summary? Who the heck are you?
Sure. My name is Ava. I have a YouTube channel called Evasive where I have started making video essays last year. I also do stand-up comedy in New York. So the video essays were kind of just to add on to the comedy. That's kind of it for my creative resume so far. I don't really have a lot under my belt yet, but I did make a video called I Watched Every Oscar Best Picture Winner, where I put myself through that kind of pain, and the YouTube algorithm picked it up and kind of just gave me 120,000 views for Christmas, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
So
yeah, so that's how I saw you have another video on your channel, who won the Zach and Cody sweepstakes.
Yeah, that was my first one. I investigated who won the Zach and Cody Danimal sweepstakes. And then that one has the comments turned off because it turns out even if your video is about kids content from 2009, they still don't like to have comments on that. So I learned my lesson, can't cover kids content anymore or they're going to take my comment section away.
Did you marked it safe for kids?
No, not even. It's just they picked up oh, there's footage from Zach and Cody in this video. No comments allowed.
Wow. Okay.
Is that a kids thing or is that like a copyright from the show thing?
It was like a kids thing because none of my other videos have that issue. And I just noticed YouTube does that with anything that they deem that could be kids content or that has kids content in it. YouTube might just automatically flag it and turn the comments off.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
It's so annoying.
I get very annoyed with YouTube. I want to be experimental is not the right word. That's the first thing that jumped in my head. But I want to do more with the editing and stuff and add clips of stuff on our YouTube stuff. But it just really annoys me the copyright stuff.
Yeah. I mean, in my case, my videos are full of copyrighted clips and all that. It seems like YouTube is kind of hit and miss. It's if the content is new, if it just came out, they have an issue with it. But it seems like they have more of an issue with the audio. If you have the video and the audio, and if it plays for longer than a few seconds.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rules are exactly.
Well,
I'm
that's
still
the thing.
figuring this stuff
No
out.
one knows the rules. That's the problem.
Yeah.
YouTube doesn't even know the rules. Like 2 years ago, we had a Christmas episode where we listed our favorite Christmas episodes. Where we listed our favorite Christmas movies. And
Mhm.
so like I added like clips from the trailers of what we were talking about. And like I got like 12 copyright claims on that video. And I'm like, there's no audio. I like mess with the image so that it like kind of distorted it. Like I reversed the
Yeah.
image, and I'm like, why does Universal Pictures care about a clip from Frosty the Snowman? What are we
Yeah,
doing?
I don't like when I uploaded my Oscar video, it first sent it back with like 2 copyright things, and it was for like really random stuff. Like it was stuff that I thought would be copyright noticed wasn't, but then it was like, oh, we detected the Jefferson Airplane White Rabbit song in the background of your Platoon clip. That's copyrighted. Like it's like, so you picked up that, but you didn't pick up like the 100 other movie
Yeah.
clips that I use. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's just how it goes. So you have to like test upload a video and then see what YouTube deems not monetizable, and then just remove it and try again. I think that's the only way to do it.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for that. So that's why it's just a clip. You know, it's just us talking and then a still image of the poster of the movie. And then we just keep it the fuck moving.
Of course. Of course.
But so what are the origins of your online name, and how long have you been a content creator?
So my online name, I kind of just picked it last year because I was like, every great YouTuber has a pun in their name. Shan Spear, Captain Christian, Scott the Waz, Nico Cotto Avocado. That's it. That might
Others.
actually there aren't that many actually, now that I think about it. So just never mind. But picked the name that was a pun. My previous YouTube name was also a pun. The name before that was a pun. Over the last, like, since 2010, I just made like sporadic attempts at YouTube and content creation. Like when I was like 2010 to 2012, I was really into, you ever heard of a YouTube poop? You know what that is? They're like,
No.
it's basically downloading movies or TV shows and then just like getting really crazy with the editing and making them do shit that they shouldn't be doing. I used to do that for years. That's how I taught myself how to edit. And then I put it away and then came back to YouTube a few years later and tried to do like video game videos. I gave up on that in about 6 months because it was too much effort.
Yeah, I saw your Bayonetta video and I was like,
Yeah.
this is cool. I'm not really into Bayonetta, but this is cool.
Yeah, well, the whole point of that video was just that, like, I wanted to make videos that I thought my friends would like, and that one was like, none of my friends know this character, and most of my friends aren't gamers and would never play this game anyway. So I'm like, I'm gonna explain it for those people. That's kind of who I want to make videos for, is like the average person who doesn't have the time to invest into researching this dumb stuff.
Every single Oscar-winning movie. Yeah.
Which, one thing I will say about that is that people in the comments assume that I did that all in one go. I did that over the course of like a year. I did not.
Yeah, that's like that would consume your whole life.
Yeah,
for
no,
like
I didn't,
several months.
But I didn't specify because I'm like, you know what? You can believe whatever you want. I mean,
do you want me to edit that out? You know,
I don't
want to break the illusion.
It's not a secret. I don't
break character.
I don't even care. I'm just like, whatever. That's what my name. My name is Evasive. I'm evasive because I'm not answering. I'm not answering your questions.
What'd you say, Matt?
I'm saying that's good because speaking of Bonetta, like when they were talking about the voice actress not getting paid money and like they use somebody else, and I was like, I don't know how much voice actors get. Is this a lot that she's asking for $2? So I just went to YouTube and I watched somebody explain it. I was like, dumb it down. They dumbed it down and they explained the situation. I was like, okay, this makes sense now. I got it.
Yeah, and then it turns out that she was like lying about how much they offered her, and it was like I mentioned that in my video, and I'm just like, I don't even know what's going on here. Yeah.
So walk us through your process. Like, how where do these ideas come from? Like, what are we doing here?
Sure. Well, a lot of the ideas I just get when I'm on the subway in New York City and I just think of something or I read something on my phone. And I'm like, that's an idea. And I have this little phone note where I keep all of my video essay ideas. And then when it's time to make a new one, I just read that note and I'm like, pick one from that list, whichever fits. Like I'm trying to pre-plan stuff. Like for March, I'm going to do a video where I really research the Washington Generals, which is the basketball team that always loses to the Harlem Globetrotters.
I would just assume that they're just like a money laundering scheme. Like
Yeah, but
real.
they have their own social media, they have their own like YouTube channel, they technically have their own win-loss record. They have real players where their whole job is just to lose every game.
Right. That sounds like I want to see what their win-loss record is.
Yeah, and all the players have their own social media, and it's like there's a whole
Like when I just thought like it was all a scam. Like they're all Harlem Globetrotters and they just swap out like a magic trick
you
or
would
something.
think, but I went to a Harlem Globetrotters game right before COVID. That was like the last live event I went to before COVID happened. I saw the Harlem Globetrotters in Madison Square.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they're all characters. They all got their own nicknames, but the Washington Generals are like their own lesser paid other actors that don't get their own nicknames and don't get their own. Everyone boos at them every game.
So it's basically wrestling for basketball.
It is because the game's like, I really want to dig into it because like the other team won like a few times and it was on accident every single time that they won.
Yes, accident. I hear you.
What are you doing making that 3 right now?
Right.
You're supposed to slip on some water.
That's exactly what it was. It was like a buzzer beater, and then the article I read was like the kids all reacted like someone just shot Santa Claus.
How dare you win? So as a content creator, how do you feel about the whole grind of like YouTube and putting shit out there and this hits, but this doesn't hit? Like, what are your feelings on all that in your personal growth?
Yeah, I'm still kind of new to the whole game, so I don't really have enough experience to really have a developed opinion on it. I'm in a lucky position because I still have a day job that pays my bills while I try to make something out of YouTube and comedy and all that, but not everyone is so lucky. But it's like anything else I've read. It's like once you make it your job, it stops being as fun as it used to be, because then there's always the stress of this has to make money so I can pay rent. Right. And for now, my rent is paid through other means, so I don't have to worry about that yet. Comedy is starting to make me a little bit of money now, though. Okay. I've been doing stand-up for about a year and a few months, and a few months ago, I started getting paid for performances, so it's a step in the right direction.
So what is it like being a stand-up and in New York of all places? Like, aren't they like, where was that in New York where they threw that beer bottle at that woman?
I don't know. That was either here or LA. Right. I don't know which one it was, but New York is, I mean, it's fun. It's like, if you're going to do comedy anywhere, it's either here or Chicago or LA, at least in America. It's one of those 3 cities. And it just feels like it's intimidating because like there's thousands of talented comedians in this city, like thousands. I go to an open mic and like every single person is good. I'll see 40 comedians in a row and they're all amazing. And it's like, it takes a lot more than just being good at comedy to stand out. You have to also learn how to market yourself, how to do other things. And that's kind of what doing YouTube started as for me. It was like another comedy outlet while I did stand up.
I did want to throw out there that I did think that your videos are funny. Like you are funny, like in your videos. And I do like your editing. I was very jealous of the editing.
That's just years and years of experience. Like I still have my YouTube videos that I made in like 2010.
Now I'm gonna be honest, I didn't look at that because I saw it was there.
No, because they're like, it's a different channel. I don't give that out to just anyone. I give it out when I show it at like a party. I'm like, look at this stupid video I made, 12 years ago.
Okay. Now, like I saw like you have White People Part 3, Caucasian Fever. I was like, I don't know what's happening there.
There was a period of time where I kind of used my YouTube channel as just like kind of just a dumping grounds for whatever I filmed on my camera, like on my
Okay.
phone. There was a lot more. I deleted a lot of them because it was like videos of my friends and stuff, but some were just like too good. There was one video like 4 years ago where it got like 500,000 views because Barstool stole it from me. Back when Barstool was like notorious for that. And it was like a video. It's the only shorts I think I have. And it's like a guy in Washington Square Park who's like almost naked on a fountain with water shooting up his ass, screaming, "I am Iron Man." And it's just some guy filmed. I just happened to pull my camera out at just the right moment and capture that. And then Barstool stole my video. So
yeah. So what's the last movie you saw outside of something for quote unquote work?
well, last thing I saw in theaters was Avatar 2. And I think
Ooh.
that's a lot of people. I want to go see.
First off,
Yeah.
it is The Way of Water.
Oh yeah, sorry, The Way
Show
of Water.
respect to James
Yeah.
Cameron.
I will say about that movie, I thought that Avatar, The Last Airbender Book 1 Water was better than Avatar, The Way of Water, but that's just they had the same guy because like they played like Prince Zuko and Colonel Quaritch was his name. They did the same thing where it's like Quaritch is trying to hunt down Jake Sully the whole movie. That's the exact same thing they did in Avatar Book 1 with Prince Zuko hunting down Aang. Like there's too many parallels.
Man, you better get ready for fucking Avatar 3. Here Comes the Fire Nation, okay?
I'm just waiting for them to just start ripping things verbatim from the other Avatar.
And make $1 billion on it while
Of
fucking
course.
The Last Airbender flopped.
Yeah, I want to see the next like Na'vi tribe that they show.
Yeah,
Whether
the
it's,
ones
like-
that live in the side of a volcano and shit.
Yeah, or maybe they're on the windswept plains of whatever James Cameron came up with. It was actually like it was weird to watch Avatar 2 because I realized when I was watching it that I think it was the youngest daughter in the movie. I had like met her once before when I interned at a casting office. She had like come in for a role, and I only remember this because her resume had like her name and then it said like Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that was all that was on her resume.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah, that was all she had because this was like that. Those movies are all filmed. Like they're done with that already. Now it's just
The effects.
spending billions on special effects. Yeah.
Lastly, what are you playing right now since you are a bit of a gamer?
Bunch of things. I'm kind of one of those people who I can't just play one game. I have to be playing like one game of every genre. So I have like one shooter going, one platformer, one racing game, one whatever. So like right now I'm playing the Yakuza series. I'm having a lot of fun with that. I'm playing Okami, the game where you're like a little wolf.
Yeah.
I played that when I was a kid and I'm playing it again, like for the first time since I was a kid. And
what are you planning on now?
PlayStation. I'm like
Okay.
a PlayStation. That's like my main jam is PlayStation. I don't have a PS5 yet though. I don't have that kind of money, but
Okay. You're
maybe in
poor.
another year.
I gotcha.
Me too.
Yeah.
PS4, I'm good with. I still have like several years worth of PS4 games to get through.
I got you. Y'all both broke asses. I got you.
Hey man, everybody ain't rich like you.
Hey, I used to be rich, and we'll leave it at that.
Then life happens.
Life happens.
We'll leave it at that. Okay, so Yakuza, Okami.
I just downloaded Psychonauts 2. I haven't played that yet. I always play games like years after they come out. Like I still haven't played Cyberpunk.
Is it free or did you buy it?
I bought it, but most of the games I get are just whatever's on sale on the PlayStation Store.
Oh, see, I subscribe to whatever the fuck the service is because
PlayStation.
Yeah, it's too confusing now.
Yeah. Too many things.
PlayStation, here's my money. And
PlayStation, yeah, just give me my games.
Yeah, just yes, here. So like it's like, yeah, I'm not giving you any money. Also, I go to my local library because as referenced earlier, I too am broke ass now. So yeah, but I do
Man, we
want to
all
play
gotta support
Psychonauts
that
too.
local library. They got good stuff out there.
I know, like, spoilers. I just got Gotham Knights from the library.
I
I'm waiting to reserve because I never buy, very rarely do I ever buy a game new anymore because games never come out actually finished.
Well, I'm gonna
Yes.
talk about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's part of my reason for always buying games late. Like the last time I bought a game new, I think was Kingdom Hearts 3,
Ooh,
which what it was, that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So we're almost 4 years ago now. Damn. That's
like
weird.
I never played any of them, and then I got like that collection for Christmas, and I beat the first one. I'm like, okay, and then I immediately went to part two because like I'm not playing Chain of Memories. Fuck you. And
Yeah, that's
then
fair.
I'm like, yeah, I took away all the fucking upgrades I had from the first one because it's a different game. I'm out.
Yeah. The second one was my favorite because that one's the most like over the top ridiculous of the whole series. That's the one where you're like, you got stuff like, oh, you and Simba are gonna scale a gigantic turtle while orchestra music plays, and then you're gonna fight on top of this turtle, and then you're gonna kill Scar's ghost, and then
Wait,
you go to
what?
the there's the final boss is like there's a dude like throwing buildings at you, and he's got like 2 red lightsabers, and he's like flying in space, and it's like they just get Kingdom Hearts 2 gets crazy. Like the plot makes no sense, but the gameplay is ridiculous. That's
It
why I
doesn't
have the
make
most fun with it.
it don't make sense because you didn't play Chain of Memories. Duh.
But I did play
Oh
Chain of
shit.
Memories. It's just
Why?
because I was a huge Kingdom Hearts kid when I was like in my Oscar video, I put like the Kingdom Hearts Hercules music
Yeah.
for each transition. And I got all these comments that are like, I'm subscribing just because you put Kingdom Hearts music in. And I'm like, that's not a good reason, but I
I'll
mean,
take it.
I'm not gonna say no. Yeah.
Did you is Kylo Ren in Kingdom Hearts 3?
Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
No, there's no
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars world, but I could see them doing that for Kingdom Hearts 4. Just throw in
Okay.
some Star Wars and Marvel. Kingdom Hearts 3 was mostly Pixar movies because they didn't have the rights to those before.
Okay. Oh yeah, because it's so many damn years in between. Right. But speaking of like positive comments leading to like subscribers, you add in the Kingdom Hearts into your videos. What about some of the negative comments? What are the haters saying?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts because people are not really seeming to get that this is like this video is a joke. Like this is not
We're having
a
fun,
serious,
guys.
this is not a serious analysis. And I linked in my description, like if you want a serious analysis, go.
Yeah,
His name is Recollect. He did like a 3-hour long dissection. I'm like, if you want a serious analysis, go watch that. This is not a serious analysis. This was me. I didn't expect this video to get over 100,000 views. I was expecting a few thousand max. So, but some of these comments are like really funny because you can tell. I'm pulling them up right now. You can tell kind of the what kind of people these are that are leaving these comments just from the way they're typed. Like this one person said, "This video just made me mad. You watched the Best Picture winners. Why? So you could make snarky little comments about them? It
Yes.
wasn't funny. It was just hateful. You claim you went to film school, but it seems like you don't even like movies, or darn few of them." See the darn few, that's how I know like this person is not the same age as me. But then at the end they're like, "I'm sorry I devoted 40 minutes into watching it." Why did you watch the whole thing
though?
Yeah,
They wanted to make sure that argument was sound, okay?
Or I went over to Recollect's video and I saw a guy who left a comment about he left a comment about me on someone else's video. This guy was like, "I love this appreciation. I sat through some smart arsed dame's pathetic rundown. The fact that she claims to be a film school graduate does not reflect well in film schools."
They called you a fucking dame. Like,
Yeah,
were they alive when Birth of a Nation came out in
a
theaters? Like, what the
smart
fuck?
arsed dame. Yeah, well, in his profile picture, he looks like he's like 60 something. So
Okay. That is funny.
yeah, I got one more really fun one. This guy, his name was Bob. Another profile picture that tells me,
Yes.
So I have watched its movies. You think it's fun to be all superior and show your Gen Z contempt for the work of past generations? It's great to point out the foibles of the past because they didn't have Instagram. What's your point? Never mind. I don't care. You're about as funny and entertaining as the Broadway Melody, which made a lot of money and probably paid for your cat. After all, you went to film school, right?
What?
I have,
What?
yeah, that might like paid for my, what do you mean paid for my cat? I think he meant to say car, but I don't have a car either. So I don't know. And oh, point out the foibles of the past. No one under the age of 40 has ever said foibles of the past in the sentence it meant it.
Jeez. So, how old are you, if I can ask that question?
I am in my mid-20s.
Oh, goddamn, these young
That's what I
people.
was saying.
It's fucking youth, man. It's fucking
Yeah,
youth.
These young people.
I know.
I'm sorry to report.
I'm sorry to report you guys are old as fuck. I got you. How old do you think we are?
I'm gonna say 30s, early 30s, mid 30s,
Sure.
later 30s.
Here we go. Yes.
Okay.
I'll take mid 30s, but yes, I am technically.
You're as old as you feel.
Well, then I feel like 45 there. My back be hurt.
That's why Taylor Swift is still 22.
Right.
Funny enough, we were both born on the same date.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Taylor Swift, Swiftie fans. December 13th. And Jamie Foxx. And Dick Van Dyke.
You still listen to everybody?
Fun facts about me.
See, I share my birthday with my youngest brother, but we were born 5 years apart.
No, don't like that.
That sucks.
No, we had to share
Don't
birthdays
like
every year.
That.
It was really
that
weird.
shit.
I'm in the same boat. My sister is 3 days after mine. I'm the December 18th. She's the 21st. And then we got Christmas 4 days later. So not only did we share birthdays, you get maybe one gift now and saving the rest for Christmas.
Yeah.
And then
That's
good luck having a party.
That's like any kid who's unlucky enough to be born in December. They don't get as many presents as the rest of the kids.
Correct.
Right.
I can't stand motherfuckers that be like, oh, it's a tight month. So here's this one thing. Motherfucker, I gave you a birthday gift and a Christmas gift. Fuck off.
Right.
But but tell us, so this film school that paid for your cat, can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so it sounds like bragging when I say it, but I went to NYU.
Oh,
and
they have quite a good film program.
The guy says I'm an NYU film school graduate. But film school is it was weird because at least at NYU, you can learn the same things at any other film school. NYU is more about here's internships and here are these random connections that you'll make. I ran into, just because it was NYU, just tangentially ran into, I have so many little stories of celebrity encounters or people that I knew in school that are famous now.
Like who? Dish.
Do you ever see Shiva Baby? The
movie? Oh my fucking God, I love that movie.
Yeah. So the girl, Rachel Sennett,
yeah, I
knew her. She was a couple years above me in school. I was on a comedy team in school and she opened for us once. She was the opening act for us. So I can say that Rachel Sennett opened for me, which is not really true. She opened for my comedy team. And this was well before she was famous, but I still got that. I knew a few other guys who are on SNL now. I have them in class.
I'm like, ooh, but I can't tell you who the fuck's on SNL these days. So.
Yeah, that's just it. It's SNL doesn't really have the same cultural clout it used to.
It does not.
But still, it was kind of it was we knew they were going to be famous. Yeah. We didn't think it was going to happen that fast. But that's how it goes, I guess, when your dad's an SNL writer, when all of your dads are SNL writers.
Oh, a Nepo baby, huh?
Little bit, but I'd be lying if I said they weren't funny.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope you are.
Yeah. But even besides that, one of my favorite stories is one time I ran into Spike Lee in an elevator and almost made him spill soup all over himself.
Because
And
you
that
were
was
that
my
funny.
my one and only because it's a crowded elevator and I bumped into him and then I looked down and it's like, oh, that's 'cause he's shorter than me. I'm like, oh, that's Spike Lee.
So if I could just
Oh, and
give you
Wait, I
some,
got a question real quick. Well,
Yeah.
what kind of soup was it?
I don't remember. It was in one of those like plastic containers that
Containers?
was like clouded, so you couldn't see what it was.
Okay.
All I
Wait.
remember is like that was the one and only time I ever was in. Like I saw him in the hallways a couple other times because he's a professor at NYU, but that was my only interaction with him was bumping into him.
oh, wait, how tall are you?
5'10".
Okay. Because I'm like, how tall is Spike Lee? Spike Lee is 5'6". I'm 5'7".
Yeah.
I'm 5'7". God
Yeah,
damn. Okay.
You're taller than Spike Lee. I got one more story that I just love to tell is there was one day when me and my friends were like hanging out in a lounge between classes, just kind of sitting around, and then we look up and John Mulaney walks by. He's got like a baseball hat and like sunglasses. He clearly doesn't want anyone to recognize him, but
Mhm.
I mean, we all knew who he was. So he walks past us and we were like, was that John Mulaney? Was that John Mulaney? And then a few minutes pass, and then Amy Schumer walks out of the same hallway and she was like, have y'all seen John Mulaney? We're like, yeah, he just went the same direction you went. And she was like, must have missed him. Walked away.
That's funny.
Never figured out what that was about. No idea why they were at my school. Just another one of those things where it's like, huh, I saw John Mulaney and Amy Schumer for 2 seconds.
That's
Love
funny.
film school.
Right.
So what are some of your favorite bad movies?
Oh my God. So during COVID, me and my friends, especially during the beginning of COVID, like the first few months of the pandemic, I was kind of stuck at home at my parents' house in Texas. And so were a lot of my other friends. So we would do bad movie nights like every other night. And we watched some real winners. There's like Glenn or Glenda was one. That's the first ever movie about transgender people. It's from 1951. It's got Bela Lugosi in it. It was
Oh,
by Ed Wood. It's like simultaneously like really progressive and really like backwards because they'll go from like, oh, look at how weird it is. This person changed their sex. That's crazy. And then they'll be like, well, no, here's the science behind it. These are the surgeries. And they'll be like, yeah, but this is crazy, right? Like it was really weird movie. And then Bela Lugosi would do random narration. Another favorite I watched, Who Killed Captain Alex in 2020.
oh, isn't it like an African movie or something like that?
Yeah, it's from Wakaliwood. It's this guy who he just loved movies so much that he really wanted to make his own action movie, but he had like no money. He like built a computer out of spare parts and used like a cheap camera and just got all his friends to be in it. And the only version of the movie that exists is one with like with commentary from just like some guy. And I guess like that was just the way the movie was shown because the guy has like the best commentary. He'll just shout the word like movie during the movie, and just be like everyone in Uganda knows kung fu during a fight scene, just like shouting out like non sequiturs.
Kind of like
so much.
Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah. What else? I watched one just for the title. It was called The 41-Year-Old Virgin Who Knocked Up Sarah Marshall and Felt Super Bad About It.
Yeah, I remember seeing that poster, but I've never seen the movie.
It's atrocious. It's like they got the guy who plays the manager. It's just like ripping off other movies, obviously. Or they got the guy who plays the manager in Big Time Rush doing like the milkshake speech from There Will Be Blood, just for no reason. I don't.
Yeah,
terrible movie.
Like the movies like making fun of other movies in the 2000s were quite bad. Like
Yeah,
the 90s was a fun time. We had like Naked Gun and like the first scary movie.
Yeah, the first scary movie. I will go, controversial opinion. I think Scary Movie 3 is the best one. But
you can get the fuck off this podcast right now. You can log off, all right? That's after they did The Wayans is Dirty.
I've only ever seen 1, 2, and 3, to be honest, and it's been a long time. I just remember, when I was, I just remember laughing at the scene that's like Charlie Sheen shows up and is like his wife is like cut in half, and he's like, she's cut in half, and the cop just keeps doing like, yes, in half, and she pulls like a stick of bread and breaks it in half. So just like all these random objects. What else do I got on this list? I saw the Emoji Movie in theaters when it came out. That there's nothing like watching, like, the Emoji Movie is an experience, but then watching the Emoji Movie in a movie theater full of screaming children, and they're like moms that don't want to be there. It really was like watching it in 4D. In my opinion. Like, what are y'all's like favorite like bad movies? Like movies that you know are terrible, but they're still fun to watch.
I love Hallmark movies, like unironically. And so like I can eat that shit up for fucking breakfast.
What's the worst Hallmark movie you saw this season?
God, what the hell was the name of it? It was the title of an episode. It was one with Denise Richards in it, where she had like 3 scenes that I'm sure she filmed in one day. And basically it was like they had no money. So it was supposed to be like chefs at a hotel, but like the kitchen was somebody's loft apartment. And the plot was that the head chef, he needed one of his underlings to pretend to be his fiance, so his parents would get off his back. But it's like he's an asshole boss, and it's also like you're blackmailing your employee. So like there's like violations happening here. What are we doing here? It was bad.
These movies are written in a factory. Like
No,
they
are. It's just,
I wouldn't be surprised if it came out like
board.
Most of the Hallmark movies are written by like a robot.
Yes. I saw an article, Dan Harmon, he wrote a series of tweets. There's like these 2 Christmas movies, like a twin swap or some shit like that. It's got the woman from Father of the Bride, Brad Paisley's wife. I forget her name. She has a real life sister where they play like twin sisters. And there's 2 movies out right now, but they're the same movie, just edited slightly different.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
It was like, it's like Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue.
Yes.
Yeah.
But for Hallmark movies.
Yes. I was like, this is like, I'm so surprised like a company has just now done that. That feels like an 80s move, like some fucked up shit they would have did in the 80s.
Well, like Clue. Clue had
a billion
however many
endings.
different endings.
Yeah.
But
who knows which one you'll get? Actually, they did something like that with it was one of those screen movies where like people were on their different webcams and they were playing a game, and like it was some shit like with the dark web.
Like Unfriended.
Yes, the sequel. There's 2 versions of the sequel. One version in which is ghost, and the other version in which is a cult. And you'll know which version you have. Like at some point, like something comes up and it's like either red or blue, and that tells you which version you have.
I did not know that. And I saw that movie when it premiered at South by Southwest, but I left early because I was like, I don't care. I don't.
So
my friends who like sat through the rest of it, it was like at Alamo Drafthouse where they did South by Southwest, and my friends wanted to go, and I'm like, fine, I guess I'll go. And then halfway through the movie, I'm like, this is not good. I'm gonna go do something else.
I wanted to ask which version you got, but you don't know.
I don't remember. I guess I left before they revealed which version it was.
I got the cult version, so it was fine.
The Pokemon Blue.
Yes.
Dark.
But what about you, Matt?
I don't know. I was trying to think of a bad movie, but I don't know. I couldn't think of one. So I just did a quick Google of best bad movies, and from the list was like the original Mario Brothers movie.
See that? I haven't seen that, but I really want to watch it before the new movie comes out.
Don't do that. Do not do that. don't tarnish this new Mario movie is my most anticipated movie of the year. Like this will be a fucking beautiful experience. We're gonna all go to the theater and cry. Don't tarnish your viewing experience by watching that.
I just, I did the same with Dune. Like I went back and watched the David Lynch Dune before I saw the new one, just to like see how far we've come.
I did it the other way. I watched the new one and I was like, huh, okay. And I watched the old one and I was like, Okay. Okay. Now I will see this new one, but I gotta see Austin Butler be Elvis in Dune.
Oh,
Which one was he?
The guy that played Elvis in the movie last year, he's in Dune, but like
Oh,
he has basically transformed his entire personality into Elvis. Like if you find interviews of him before he was cast as Elvis, he's like normal, but everything since being cast, he's been doing that Elvis accent.
it's a method acting. He's trying to be like Jared Leto.
Oh God, that's not the rubric.
Mm-mm.
That's not it at all.
No,
About to
no one
start
should
a-
aspire to be like Jared
Right.
Leto.
Yes, sure, he is talented, but no.
No, he also has like a cult.
I thought about that, but I was like, I don't know. Do we want to go down that lane? Yeah,
I mean,
he's
it's documented. We have whole video essays about him and his like weird island.
uh,
Whatever. I don't have enough brain power to think about Jared Leto.
you don't want to think about Morbius?
I still haven't. I'm gonna watch it at some point, but I was not going to contribute money to that when it came out.
I'm good on never watching it. So is your pick Mario, Matt?
Now I'm thinking about it. I think my pick is about to be the movie I'm about to talk about soon.
Ooh, look at you
Oh.
transition. Oh shit. This is not your first rodeo, huh?
I've been here for a while. I've been here a little bit. I watched The Old Way, starring Nicolas Cage. It's a Westerner movie where he used to be basically a badass, killing people, bounty hunter, things of that nature, bad guy. But then he meets a woman, settles down, has a family. But I'm gonna spoil all of this.
Is this basically their attempt at Unforgiven?
It's the trope of, you have this John Wick type of thing. You have this
So
killer,
yes.
who he gets a family, settles down, bad guys kills somebody from this family. Now he has to come out of retirement and kill everybody involved.
Yes, Unforgiven. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I don't think I've seen Unforgiven.
It's what's that old racist fuck's name? Clint
You are
Eastwood.
specific.
Clint Eastwood.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It won Best Picture in '92.
Yeah, and it has Morgan Freeman playing his black sidekick.
Yeah, it also has like, I don't know if you ever played Red Dead Redemption, but it's kind of I think Red Dead lifted the part of their plot from Unforgiven because it's really similar. Of like, got to go back and got to pick up your guns after you retire from being an outlaw.
Right.
Got to pick up the guns one last time, go bounty hunting, save the family farm.
Are you referencing that shitty ass epilogue in Red Dead 2? No, that's when I stopped playing. I'm like, I'm not playing as him. Fuck him.
Oh, but you missed the house building montage.
That should have been Sadie's segment, honestly.
Yeah, Red Dead 2 is one of those games where I'm like, oh, it's still going. It's not over yet. Like,
it's a log game.
Like, it's a good game, but like, we didn't need that many missions, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, and for this plan, we just gotta follow the plan.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right, so Unforgiven, The Old Way.
Well, yeah, basically that's what it is. It's bad, but it's good. I like just it's okay. It's okay to be like, you killed my wife, and now like he's like what's the word I'm looking for? He's like emotionless type of person, to where that's how he raised his daughter. So now they killed the mother, and now he has to go with this daughter to kill these bounty hunters and stuff like that. So I would say it's bad, but it's also very good.
I see it on your letterbox here. It's got Nick Cage in it. It's a Nick Cage movie.
Yes. I enjoyed this movie. I just needed something. I was like, oh, let me check this out. And I'm all for somebody coming out of retirement to kill more people. I think that's my thing.
Trope that always works.
Yes. So we've been on this thriller for the last couple of weeks, watching, Glass Onion and other stuff. So I did a quick Google search of top thriller movies of 2022. And the one that piqued my interest the most, there's other ones, just FYI, I plan on watching for the future, is Nanny. Have you heard of this?
Nanny. Wait, is
Yeah.
that the nanny's like she's black and she's nannying for some white people and they're trying
Yeah,
to
she's an undocumented immigrant, and then
Yeah.
she nannies for this, but then it gets to some mythical, magical stuff later on.
magical, mystical Negro or some shit like that.
Yeah, something like that. So, and then the other one was a Pearl.
Oh,
yeah.
that was fun. I liked.
Okay, I haven't. Is it good though?
Did you watch X?
No, that's another one that was on my list. I plan on watching in the future.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't like X, and so I don't want to see Pearl.
I would say that Pearl was better, and I think by proxy it made X better, because when I saw X I was like, this is cool, but didn't really like, it wasn't really like impressive to me. And then I saw Pearl and it's like it adds a whole other layer to X, because now you know why the old woman in X is as insane as she is.
Mhm.
Wait, they're connected?
Yeah, Pearl is the prequel to X. It's the old lady in X, and then Pearl is like that the old lady
her
has
origin story.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not know that. Wait, so which is the best order to watch it?
X. Watch X first.
Watch X first?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's
Okay.
designed so that you could watch them in either order, like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Like you could watch Better Call Saul before you watch Breaking Bad, and you'd still have the same effect of like you see the same characters and you see the through lines of, I don't know. I thought it was cool that they did that and that they both came out in the same year. We didn't have to
okay.
wait that long between them.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that. And then the last one that's on my list is also Gone in the Night with Winona Ryder.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't hear anything about that.
What is this?
Quick synopsis.
If
Upon
it's not,
arriving at
if
a
she's
remote
not doing
cabin in-
Stranger Things, yeah.
It's funny because now whenever I see her, I think of Stranger Things now. But
She had a whole body of work before
Yeah.
that.
right,
Yeah.
I know.
A whole criminal record, and all you can think of is
Yeah.
Stranger Things.
Hey, it's what have you done for me lately? This is what I think of. But no, I say all that to say that the movie that I actually ended up watching was A Weekend Away. Have you heard of that?
A Weekend Away.
The Weekend Away. It's on
The
Netflix.
Weekend Away.
Yeah. It's about this housewife who just had a baby. She hangs out with her friend in Croatia. They go out partying. They wake up the next day and her friend is missing. So things happen. She tries to find out what happened to her friend and things like that. I really enjoyed it. I'm not giving spoilers because I do like this movie and I do recommend people to go watch it. How do you say her name?
Leighton Meester. She
Yes,
was on
there we go.
Gossip Girl.
Okay, that person. She was good. She's a good actress on this movie. I'm not familiar with her work, but I enjoyed this movie. It was good.
All the top comments are like, this could easily be a Gossip Girl episode. I don't know what that means. I haven't watched Gossip Girl, but
right.
Oh yeah, you're a baby. That's why.
it's on my list. It's on my list.
I say it's good to the last. It's kind of like it wraps up the movie. You're like, okay, movie is done, and then they added more stuff in like these last 10 minutes, and it was like, you did this, and now that kind of makes the rest of this movie irrelevant now.
Matt.
But besides that,
Matt, spoilers, dear, spoilers.
Okay,
because you're spoiling the podcast right now because you're referencing shit that you're gonna say later in this episode.
Okay, so basically, long story short,
no, I'm not asking for spoilers. I'm saying you're going to say those exact same things when we get to the end of this episode.
Oh,
You've been doing these episodes long enough that you can just predict what the other one's gonna say.
Whoa, we all saw the same movie.
Right. Yeah, I heard you say it. Yeah, but it's just fuck it. We're gonna go ahead. Basically, you go through this whole thing to find out who she does get killed, who the killer is. Okay, and it's a corrupted police officer in Croatia. So they do all this shit, wraps it up, night little bow, and we're done. But then at the end, she comes, meets her. Part of that story is her husband cheated on her friend that got killed. Okay, whatever. So police officer kills her, wraps it up, nice little bow. And then like the last 10 minutes, she found this little bead that she gave her friend the day in Croatia and saw some evidence. It's basically her husband killed her friend while he was there. But so it was just like, we did all this running around. They did surveillance videos and everything. Police officer wrapped it up, and now, no, her husband did it. And I was like, we didn't need to add that extra part in there. Why? What was the point of that?
So
But
the
minus
police
that 10
officer
minutes,
did
though, it's
the
good.
police officer did not kill her?
Did not kill her, but he was an asshole anyway. So he was doing some shit he shouldn't do. So it's kind of like, he didn't do it for this, but he got it for this. So it's okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So forget the last 10 minutes, but the rest of it was good. Now, fuck the bullshit. This is what I came here for. So this is one of the, if 2023 ended right now, this is the #1 movie of 2023.
This movie
Puss
came
in
out
Boots.
that shit came out last year, but go on.
Well, I'm watching it now, so I'm counting on my list now. Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. Now, I just turned this on because my son was like, oh, he wanted to watch a family movie. And I'm like, let me throw some Puss in Boots on. This movie is fucking phenomenal. It's like, if you mix like Attack on Titans with like a little bit of Into the Spider-Verse, the way they did the animation and everything, plot is good. This is some great shit what they did with this movie. Great shit.
I heard someone said it was like as good as like the original Shrek.
Right.
Them.
That's how good it is. This movie is amazing.
I've heard good things, and our girl is in this movie. Well, one of our girls is in this movie.
Selma Hayek?
I've never said I liked her. I like her.
That's it.
No,
That's just me.
Florence,
She plays
Florence
Kitty
Pugh.
Softpaws. Who?
Florence Pugh.
Who did she play?
She's
probably Goldilocks.
Yeah, she is Goldilocks.
Okay, yeah. But
Do
yes.
I need to watch the first Puss in Boots to understand this one?
No, there's parts you might not know where the relationship between Puss in Boots and Kitty Softpaws, but it's okay. They'll get you past that part. They're not. It's good.
Yeah, I figured as much, but I love the look of the animation, the kind of hybridized. Like, I'm really surprised that they went that direction of changing the animation style from the Puss in Boots that came out in like 2011 or whenever the other one came out. I love everything where they do hybridized animation styles. Like, I think Into the Spider-Verse really showed how well that works, and now other animation companies are like, well, we can do the same thing. We got this.
Right. And that's where it was. And like, there's, like I said, Attack on Titans. You guys familiar with Attack on Titans is?
I know that is a show.
Okay. So basically, like, there's a scene where he's running on top of buildings. You have this big monster swinging things. He's black. It's amazing. Like, this movie is awesome.
I got to see it in theaters before it leaves theater. I got to find someone to go see it with me next week, because I cannot miss my chances. That sounds really cool to see on a big theater screen.
Yeah, it's good.
I need to stop fucking around. I need to check it out too. I get on it. So earlier you mentioned, you got to go to South by Southwest and you saw a screening at the Alamo Drafthouse. Well, we're in the Midwest here, so we don't get things in a timely manner. Well, I am the only one in the Midwest right now. So we just got an Alamo Drafthouse here. And so I went Tuesday, and
what's Alamo Drafthouse?
It's a movie theater chain. I'm not sure when they were established, but they were started in Austin, Texas. And they wanted to give you like a more premium movie experience. So, it's a dine-in theater, nice theater. Like, if people are talking, you can report them and get them kicked out, things like of that nature.
Yeah. They got really good food. And my favorite thing they do there is they have food that's themed around whatever you're watching a lot of the time. Like, they'll have themed menu items. And
give me an example of that.
I would have to pull some up.
I'm gonna try and pull the menu up right now.
They also did this thing where before whatever movies you watch, they show trailers, but before the trailers, they show like old commercials and old snippets themed around whatever you're watching. So like last summer when I saw Nope, they were showing clips of like old sci-fi shows about aliens. And and like
Oh, that's smart.
animations about aliens, and like whatever you're watching, they will theme. Like it's someone's job to curate that for every
Mhm.
major release, and I just think that's so much more interesting than going to AMC and watching
The
Maria
same-
Menounos
yes,
do the
yeah.
newbie
Yeah.
thing.
So I went to go see Megan, and I thought it was really cool. Like they had like old like toy commercials and like clips
Oh.
from movies where like dolls come to life.
Yeah.
Ooh, the food.
I'm pulling up the menu now. Let me see. It doesn't seem too, I don't know what this would be themed around. Like right now there's a glazed and infused burger, Brussels sprouts pizza.
Yeah, I'm pulling up here. Like when they showed Midsummer, they had Swedish meatballs.
Mm,
When they did Guardians of the Galaxy, they did like the Groot beer float and the Rocket Raccoon cocktail. Or Avengers, they had like cocktails, and each one was like the Time Stone, the Power Stone, the Soul Stone, that kind of thing.
that sounds cool.
Yeah, where is this at?
There-
City Foundry. So do you know where IKEA it's by that Midtown Sushi?
Okay. All right.
So like overall, I thought the experience was fine. Like my thing is like at this point, like a lot of places have dine-in theaters. So like the only thing that really stands out, at least for me, was like, oh, cool, those commercials. Because everything else felt like similar to like a regular
Yeah.
theater.
Alamo Drafthouse is the closest theater to me here in New York. There was a Regal theater that was around for decades, and I know it was a big deal. They closed in 2021, and I know because I saw all these articles that was like historic movie theater in Brooklyn shuts down. So Alamo's the only place I have nearby, but they have their like unlimited pass now, like AMC and Regal does, where if it's your nearest theater, you can get an unlimited pass and just go as much as you want.
Yeah, it's $20 a month. I'm thinking about doing that this summer.
Yeah. They also do a lot of special screenings. Like I have a friend who has an unlimited pass, and he said that like his theater in Dallas, they did extended editions of all 3 Lord of the Rings movies, like one day after the other.
Wow. That's like your entire day.
Yeah.
Yeah. He also showed me like his theater. I think it's different for different theaters, but they were playing the Takeshi Miike movie Audition. The one, I don't know if you ever seen that. It's like a Japanese horror film where a girl sticks needles in a dude's eye.
No, thank you.
Yeah, but it's from like 25 years ago. So they just kind of pick random older movies to show.
What would you think about the movie?
Well, before I mention that, so like a funny thing happened. So as soon as I bought the tickets online, I got an email that was basically like, look, the earliest you can show up for your screening is 30 minutes. If you get here any earlier than that, you can fuck off. And I was like, okay, Alamo Drafthouse, I understand. So when we got there, we had like an hour to kill. So we ordered food at the bar. And by the time the food came, it was like 10 minutes before our movie was supposed to start. And so we were like, can we just bring the food into the theater, or what's the deal? And they were like, you need to cash out here, and then you can take your stuff into the theater. And I was like, okay. So we both got fountain drinks, and those had unlimited refills. So we cash out, we go into the theater, eventually we asked the waitress, can we get some refills? And she's like, sure. And she looked on her little iPad thing, and she's like, I don't see an open tab for you. I'm like, oh yeah, we ordered, we did everything out in the bar. Here's my customer receipt. And she's like, okay. So she took that, came back, gave us our refills. And so jump till today, I'm looking at my credit card statement, and it's like, oh, hey, cool. So this charge just cleared at the Alamo Drafthouse, $120. And I was like, excuse me, what now? So what happened was our tally was like $60, between the two of us, and they charged both my merchant receipt and my credit and my customer receipt because they had both.
Damn.
Yeah. So I went up there today, and I was like explaining it to the girl, and like she did not give a shit. She's just like, okay. I was barely had the words out of my mouth. She's like, you want me to refund you? I'm like, yes. You don't want to hear what the fuck happened, so you don't think I'm scamming you? She's like, I don't care. She gave me $60 cash, and I was like, well, I'll be back, but I will be paying in cash. But
never, yeah. Ooh.
yeah, that I mean, yeah, I'll be paying in cash next time I go. So yeah. But so I saw Megan or M3 Gan, and the movie is so much fun, y'all. Like it basically is, hey, this woman, she has to be a parent to her niece, and she's like, I don't want to actually do that. So here's this like robot. She works for a toy company. And like, here's this robot, beta test this robot, and the robot gets smarter and smarter until it starts killing shit. And it's like funny. It's like funnier than I didn't expect it to be so funny. It's not like a straight up comedy, but it's just got moments where it's kind of serious, and then out of nowhere she starts singing Sia, and it's like, what is happening here? She starts singing that song Titanium by Sia.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fucking funny. I feel like it is like an indictment on like parenting today, because like one of the characters is like, you got her with Megan, all, when will you be a parent? Like, she's spending more time with the kid than you. And I'm like, that sounds like some shit a person would say that don't have kids. Cause look, as a parent, I love my daughter, but I don't want to spend all my fucking time with her. So yeah, you go play her with that fucking robot. Just be, it's the God's honest, all right?
Well, yeah, I watched it too. And
Oh, you did?
yeah.
Oh shit, look at us. Did you watch it too? Did all three of us watch it?
I haven't seen it yet. No,
Oh,
sorry to report.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, yes and no. Like, yes, she needs to be with Megan because, like you said, I ain't trying to be with my son all the time too. But like, she was slowly, Megan was her parent, where
yes.
all the stuff that it's okay for her to hang out with Megan on some friend stuff so she's not lonely, but Megan should not be disciplining her and teaching her that stuff. That's that should have been the job of her aunt to do. So that's so that later on, where she does try to discipline her, and she's like, hold up, you don't talk to me like that. I want Megan,
Right.
which is basically her mother. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's
See, I saw the ads for it and I thought it was gonna be like the Spielberg movie AI. But I guess it's not.
No, it's a fucking hoot. It's a hoot. Like
but it's I don't think it was supposed to be that way.
I do. I think it was supposed to be kind of funny. Like that part where a kid dies and the police are talking to the main character, like the main adult character, and he makes it sound like he feels like that's foul play. But he's like, oh no, I've just brought that up because that was some wild shit, wasn't it? Like,
right, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Why would you say that if this wasn't a comedy?
Yeah. What did you think about her dance in the hallway?
So when the very first trailer came out and they had that dance, I was like, I'm here for it. Like, that's say no more movie. Say no more. So yeah. It comes out of nowhere in the movie. Like, it makes no fucking sense. But
no sense at all. It was like,
I'm here for it.
Well, yeah, I enjoyed it.
So last thing I want to talk about is I finished the Callisto protocol on PlayStation. It's the one that was created by the Dead Space people, and it's okay. Just okay.
That was what I heard. It was like nowhere near as good as Dead Space, but it wasn't a bad game. It just wasn't.
Like it's super linear. Like there's no side quests. It's a brawler sort of. So it's like, it's fine when it's just one enemy because you dodge and you do your melee attack, and maybe sometimes you can shoot them if you have enough bullets. But then there'll be sequences where they're like, okay, kill these 3 enemies. And it's like, but the game locks me on to one person. So I'm going to get the back of my head bashed in, because that's not how this kind of game works.
And that reminds me of Mighty Number 9, the game that came out in like 2016 that was supposed to be like a spiritual successor to Mega Man, and then it just wasn't, and Capcom was like, okay, fine, we'll make more Mega Man if people want it, so that you don't have to sit through another one of those.
It's this bullshit.
Yeah.
And then the game had the nerve to end on a cliffhanger, and I'm like like you said, like I agree. Like, what is the point of getting a game when it comes out? Because there's supposed to be story DLC coming out this summer for the Callisto Protocol, and it's like, I even if I bought even if I paid for the game because I got it from the library, if I bought it day one and I beat it like when the first couple of weeks, I'm not gonna pick this game back up in 6 months. I'm just not gonna fucking do it. So
Yeah.
what are we doing here, guys?
Yeah. I learned that lesson when Final Fantasy 15 came out. I bought that game new. I was so excited for it for years because I was a nerd. I love Japanese video games. I was so excited for Final Fantasy 15. That game came out and it was not finished. That game was just not done. And then I see after it's like, oh, we added all these other features that should have been in the game in the first place. And it's like, why did I spend $60 in this game when it came out? If I had just waited a year, I could have played the finished game.
Right.
Now I don't want to come back to it because it left a bad taste in my mouth.
Right. And also, like, you don't forget the controls and shit.
Yeah. It's like I get it, but it's like, just, I learned my lesson. Don't buy games right when they come out because they're not finished.
Right. But yeah, if you don't have to pay for it, Callisto Protocol is cool, but
I'll probably play it in like a year.
yeah, when it's finished and you'll be able to actually see the ending. Like, it was fine until like there was a part where on the planet you're on, like there was a colony beforehand. And so you get to see the ruins of that. I'm like, okay. And then that's when they explain what the game is about. And I'm like, in the year 2023, our Lord and our Lord's year, y'all, it's the same story as Dead Space. It's the same fucking story as Dead Space. This game was made by the Dead Space people. Y'all lazy as fuck.
Didn't they do that last year with Left 4 Dead? There was like another like spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, and all it did was make people want to play the original.
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but I do know what you're talking about.
Back 4 Blood.
Yes, that sounds right. Yeah, it's why me knowing, like, them basically saying this is Dead Space, the story, like, why is this happening? That turned me off. Yeah, it just felt lazy. But anyway, speaking of lazy, what were your thoughts on Velma?
It's a perfect transition. Oh my god. Okay.
So
do y'all want to start?
Okay. So you just saw the first episode, right?
That was all I could handle. Honestly.
Oh, damn. Matt,
I mean,
did you watch both?
Yes.
Okay, I watched both also. You want to go first or you want me to go first?
Let Ava go first. I want to see what she got to say.
Now she don't want to go first.
I can. I mean, I got my little post-it note right here of my notes. I mean, it's the same thing everyone else has been saying. It's just like painfully edgy. Like, I think it would have been a hit if it came out in 2010.
Yeah.
But just that sense, it was like Big Mouth, but not over the top enough. And I also just thought the modern setting was really weird because I feel like they're doing Instagram. They're talking about like Rachel Brosnahan's boobs and like making all these like current pop culture references that it's like, so is the adult mystery gang, is that like in the future? Like when
yeah, I
was just so, I don't know. And just like, just the writing was not good. The writing is, it's just like, I don't normally watch things new. Like I wouldn't have watched this if y'all hadn't asked me to, honestly. Like I'm always late to the game and watching new things. Like I still haven't seen Squid Game. I'm like over a year late on that now.
Same. I haven't seen it either.
But it's like whatever. It's probably gonna get canceled. If it doesn't get canceled, I'll be really surprised.
Well, with animation, it's kind of interesting because like since you have to give it so much time ahead of time, like they may have 2 seasons done, you know?
Yeah, that is true. But then it's like, I always think of Tuca and Birdie on Netflix.
Nah,
like
they
it
did
got
that
one
shit.
season.
They did them so dirty.
Yeah. And then, over a year later, they went over to Adult Swim, but then now it's been canceled again. So that's never getting an ending.
Something that Matt and I talk about often is shows releasing weekly versus all at once, like the Netflix model. And in most instances, I am for a weekly model where, we can have like communal discussion each week, like the old days, like old
Mhm.
television about shows. But this is one of the few instances where I feel like it may have helped this show if it all came out at once. Because I don't like this show. This is not a good show. It's got elements that are interesting, like the stuff with her mom. But I feel like this show is starting as far as it can from what we know the mystery gang to be, and it will most likely slowly get them there over the course of this season. And so, like, I don't feel like this what they're doing with this show is a good idea to drip feed this. Like,
Mm-mm.
if they just dropped it all at once and we could just see the season as a whole, perhaps it would fare a little bit more favorably.
I agree. Yeah, because this shit is gummy. This shit is trash. Everything that you guys said, everything what everybody else saying, it's all true. Where I don't know who are they writing for. I don't know their target audience. The target audience is not the people who grew up liking Scooby-Doo. It seems like the target audience is not people like, I don't know who are they writing this for? Who are these jokes for?
It's clearly not for kids.
Right.
Right.
And like the adults are not liking it either. So it's like, who are you writing this for? And it's just not good.
Yeah,
It's just
that's
not good.
it's just not good. Like it's just
Right.
written poorly.
Right.
And like what you said about dropping a whole season at once, I think that like BoJack Horseman is an example that I can use. When that show first came out, I remember there were reviews of people who like saw in previews like the first few episodes and they were like, this show seems terrible, this is gonna flop, and then they dropped the whole season at once and it's like, oh, okay, so now you see what they're going for at the end of the first season. This show's obviously not on the same anywhere close to BoJack Horseman, but it is like, yeah, it's just edgy for no reason.
Right.
Like there's no reason why it has to be this way.
Yes, 100%. Where it's like you're trying to be I don't want to say Rick and Morty or a Family Guy. Like you're doing too much for no reason at all.
Right.
It's like, have a storyline, go there. It's like you're trying to all the stuff that what people like from these certain shows, you're trying to throw all of it in there and then present it to where it's like, it's not the point of the show is supposed to be entertaining and tell a story. Sure, like you said, the story could be there. Maybe, I don't know how many episodes are in this. Maybe, like you said, once we get to the finish line, we're like, okay,
Right.
sure, that other shit was boring and it made no sense. I mean, it wasn't good, but at least, okay, I get the story. But as of right now, what you're going to have is people are not going to go back and watch it anymore to get to the finished product.
Right. And also, it's like you already have most of the work's done for you because this is already an established IP. If this was like a new show where it was like Mindy's mystery solving crew, sure, you're doing some shit to like get, to make a splash. But this is Scooby-Doo. You don't have to try this hard.
Right, because when they first thought it was supposed to be like a Scooby-Doo, but instead of just some nets and unmasking somebody or whatever like that, you're going to get some adult stuff, some blood, some gore like that, and keep it more, instead of PG, it was going to be on some rated R stuff, and then you're done. But then to like throw all this other stuff in there makes it convoluted, and it's just not good.
Yeah.
No bueno.
So I am gonna try and watch the rest of the season, and I'll
just to see. It's like watching a train wreck. It's like you can't take your eyes off it once you start.
No, I said try. I will
too, but like, you know me, look at Halo. Once that happened, I hopped off that train quickly and you kept going. which
Oh, I forgot that even came out.
It was.
I totally forgot about that.
It was so fucking bad. It was so
Right.
bad. You're literally watching this man commit a war crime. He had sex with a prisoner of war, like in the cell, and I'm like, sir, what am I watching?
I didn't hear about that at all. I
It's
don't know. I don't know anyone who watched it.
me. You know me now.
Yeah,
Hello,
I
nice
know
to
one
meet you.
The
person.
only
I
one
got
who
one
watched all of
person.
it through. Yes.
Yeah. God. But yeah. I might just wait until the season's done and just watch them all. But I don't.
Do you know how many episodes it's going to be?
I'm not sure. If I were to guess, I would say 10, but I'll see if IMDb has an answer. Oh, 10 episodes. Yeah.
10 episodes.
So the last episode. Okay. So they're doing 2 a week. So the last 2 episodes air February 9th. The 9th episode is called Family parentheses WO Man. Is that a commentary on the trans community?
I think they mean like the word like family man.
Oh,
Like,
family woman. Okay.
I don't, whatever. Maybe it's like a Family Guy joke. But
Oh, actually, you're right. Because episode 2 is called Candy parentheses WO Man.
it's just so ham-fisted. Like,
Yeah.
it's not funny. It's just not funny, guys.
Episode 5 is called Marching Band Sleepover. So get ready for some lesbian illusions.
That's just part of it. It's like the series, like, guess what? We're doing sex jokes. We're doing pop culture references. We're doing gay jokes. We're doing.
Yeah,
It's just like.
Y'all want to see Velma and Daphne make out, but it's not hentai? We got
Here
you.
you go. And then they're gonna.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't have enough brain power to even be concerned. I'm like, I have more valuable things to think about than Velma on HBO Max.
Now I don't want to see, in 3 months down the line, you do a fucking video on this. All right.
I'm gonna be so mad if this series turns out to be so good. Like if this series somehow like does a 180 and is like actually like a masterpiece. They just had a terrible first 2 episodes. I'm gonna be so mad.
Eat those words.
I just gonna put that out there right now. If this show is a masterpiece, I'm sorry.
You will eat your hat.
Yeah, I will eat a hat of my choosing.
Not a hat made of food, okay? Not one of those nacho hats. All right. So while we're all upset, why don't we review this week's movie, The Pale Blue Eye?
Is it true? You once elicited a confession with nothing more than a piercing look.
With enough patience, the suspect will often interrogate himself.
Detective Landor, one of our cadets. Hanged himself last night.
That's a matter for the coroner.
I'm afraid that's not the end of it. His heart was carved from his chest. Another cadet is missing.
Poe, I need you to discreetly infiltrate the cadets.
What is this?
Blood, symbols, rituals.
Oh, my lord.
This man will do most anything to cheat death.
Where are the facts? Where are the simple facts? The truth!
We're no closer to finding who's responsible for this than we were a month ago!
We are closer. It's only a matter of time.
Ava, why don't you tell us what this movie's about?
So this is a murder mystery set in 1830 in the military school of West Point, New York. Christian Bale plays the lead. It is based on a murder mystery novel that came out in 2003. It's got Christian Bale as the lead detective. Who else is in it? Gillian Anderson's in it.
It's got Harry Potter's cousin.
Yeah, Harry Potter's cousin as Edgar Allan Poe, which is not a spoiler. He shows up in like the very beginning of the movie. That's part of the impetus of this movie, is that it's 1830 in West Point, and Edgar Allan Poe was attending West Point.
You are still in my job right now with trivia, so I'm gonna need you to just swerve, okay?
Okay, I can swerve. It's a murder mystery.
What did you think of the movie?
I thought there were some really, to me, it was very.
Well, actually, why don't we do this?
Yeah.
Round table, positive things about the movie. Let's go.
Sure. I loved this. I thought the setting was really cool. Setting, I know it was based on a novel, but setting the murder mystery specifically in this very specific time and place that isn't just, New York City.
Yes.
Ambiguous 1800. Like, this is 1830. Edgar Allan Poe is 20 years old. This is West Point. It is in the winter, so everyone is freezing cold all the time. I really liked that. Without getting into spoilers, I thought the climax was cool. I thought Edgar Allan Poe being in the movie was cool. Those are my favorite things. You said what, positive and negative, or just
no, just as positive. We're gonna do a round table.
Okay.
I thought the cinematography was great. The costumes great. Like, I felt transported into the 1800s. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I would not want to be there because I'm sure it stinks.
No, it stinks, and everyone is like getting tuberculosis.
Yes, and especially like when Christian Bale was having sex with that barmaid, I'm like, okay. Okay. But hey, positive things, Matt.
Basically everything you guys said. Visually, the act. I like Christian Bale's acting through this. I like the lead up, the setup of this movie. I thought that was well done, how they did that. And like thrillers, him going through, finding evidence, questioning people, all the process like that. Also, I like the as a military person myself, I like the little stuff of like who relieved you from watch, because you have to be relieved by somebody. And then he was like, did you see who it was? And he was like, no, it was dark. And I was just thinking, yeah, I don't give a fuck who relieves me. I just need somebody to relieve me so I can go to sleep. So I felt that I felt that one. But yeah, those are important stuff I enjoyed.
All right, negative, and you can spoil the shit out of this if you all please.
I mean, y'all are welcome to. I want to say
shit
also,
was long as fuck. This shit was long.
Yeah, I kind of wish that I'd done the Netflix like 1.25 times speed for some parts, because it was just a lot of dudes like sitting around, talking. This awoke a memory I didn't even know I had. I went to West Point once when I was a kid. I had totally forgotten about it. I was like 11 years old, and my parents took me there for 4th of July to see the fireworks. And I had forgotten that even happened until I watched this movie. Doesn't look like that anymore, obviously. Also, the whole movie, I was just so, and this is my film school brain thinking, but I was just thinking about how cold the crew must have been filming all those scenes outside in the snow at night. Like that, I'm sure they just had the best time, just the best time being told, hey, we got to do 2 weeks in a row at night in, I think it was shot in like rural Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, I'm just imagining like having to carry the cold metal of the like lights, having to stand there in the cold and like put all those up. It's just.
And then Christian Bale yells at you because you have your cell phone out.
Yep. And they had COVID, that was shot last year. So they still had COVID protocols to worry about too.
Yeah. Oh man, you outside, it's cold, you got a mask on and you wear glasses. Terrible.
Yes, it's hard.
Fucking terrible.
So for me, once I got done, I went to my notes and I wrote, blue eyes equals mind cage. Now, if you remember when I talked about the Martin Lawrence movie Mind Cage, and I was like, it's this great thriller, all the way through. You're trying to figure out who done it, this, and then at the very end, they throw in some supernatural shit, and you're like, what? This is the same thing where you're going through, you try to figure out, and they throw some supernatural stuff in there. I don't like that. If you're doing a thriller, I like to be on the road, alongside trying to figure out who done it, who did this and everything. And you throw some, especially if this is not established that supernatural shit is going on, that to the very end, I don't like that. It ruins the movie for me. Because I couldn't guess that she was talking to the dead and all this other stuff. So
that's where you have Umbridge, not with the actually Christian Bale's the killer the whole time.
Well, no,
that was him washing the blood
it.
off his hands at the beginning.
Well, no, that goes along to what I said earlier about.
I know. That's why I was like, don't do that.
I mean, I was going through my notes, but yeah. So it's just, it was good with the layout and questioning things like that, but it's like we had it wrapped up, and you want to throw some more stuff in, some supernatural stuff in there. But I do like the actor who played Edgar Allan Poe.
Mm-hmm. Harry Potter's cousin.
Yeah, he was acting in this. Like his facial expression, the way he was wording things, he was acting on this one.
Yeah. I fully believe that that's how Edgar Allan Poe talked. Maybe talked in real life. Like he must have studied.
Yes.
Must have studied him a bunch to get that down.
Let me get Harry Melling. I want to get the actor's name right. Yeah, he was acting his ass off.
All right, so it sounds like none of us really liked this movie.
I thought it was okay. I mean, it came out on Netflix. You know, they put it out. They put it on Netflix on January 6th. They knew like this is a solid 3 out of 5. This is a 6 out of 10.
Right. It's not a bad movie. It's just
it's a movie.
Ending. Yeah. It's like, all right, we sat here. I was there.
I was present.
It came out, and
I clicked the button.
Yeah. Yes. Netflix. I left my little letterboxed review.
Yes.
What do you two think the Rotten Tomatoes score of The Pale Blue Eye is?
Audience or critic score?
Critic score. We're critics. The three of us are critics. What did our fellow critics say?
I'm gonna guess somewhere around 60%.
Okay.
I will go 75.
64% with a 72% audience score.
Okay, that's about what I expected.
All right, trivia. The cast of The Pale Blue Eye is made up predominantly of European actors. Out of the 29 credited actors, how many are American born? A, 0. B, less than 7. C, 8. Or D, more than 8. Just so y'all know, I put that in there to fuck with y'all.
0.
I'm gonna say less than 7. There has to have been some.
More than 8. So the actual answer is 11. Now I wrote this in here. There's 2 actors that you would put asterisks by them. One of which is Gillian Anderson, because she is technically American. Like she's born in America, but she was raised in Europe. So there's 2 actors born in America but raised overseas. But the answer is 11. It could be 9, but the answer is 11. So yeah, too many. They're still in our fucking jobs.
Yes.
Yeah, that costs extra because you got to fly them.
Right.
Well, you got to fly them over here
to
be in a movie.
And shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I worked on, when I was in film school, there was one summer where I worked on a movie that 3 of the leads were British.
Mm-hmm.
2, no, maybe it was 2 of the leads were British. It was John Boyega and Bill Skarsgård.
Oh,
and
is that violent sword? What the fuck was that movie called?
Naked Singularity.
That's it.
It was. So I don't know how much. I mean, that movie came out. That movie was.
It was a COVID movie.
Yeah. Well, what happened was that it was filmed summer of 2019, and we knew working on it, like, oh, they're gonna have to do reshoots. There's no way that they're not going to have to do reshoots because a lot of this doesn't make any sense. They're going to have to add more scenes. And they were going to do reshoots, and then COVID happened and they could never get the actors back to do reshoots. And so the movie was kind of unfinished, and they kind of just dumped it straight to video on demand and just pretended like it never happened, which was disappointing because, you know, I had fun working on it. That was a fun summer. It just sucks that the movie kind of wasn't finished. Yeah, it wasn't finished. Like, watching it after it came out, I'm like, there's scenes missing. There's whole scenes. Like, they just cut from the climax, and then the cops are coming, and then they just cut to like he's already escaped, and they just don't show like how he got away from. It's just things like that where it's like there's just huge holes. I'm like, this is not a finished movie.
Now that you mentioned that, like, thinking about that is like when you work on a movie or something, and you're like, and you later on you watch the movie and you're like, we shot this. Why isn't this in the movie?
Yeah.
Type of thing where it's like, yeah.
Yeah, that was one of those cases. And that was another case where it was like, they're going to have to add more scenes and they didn't get a chance to.
That's really a shame.
But I think that's the risk of any time you have to bring actors in from Britain to be in an American movie. Like, you kind of have to account for that a little bit.
But they act so good.
Yeah, we have to get them.
All right. Prestige. All right. So trivia dump. In the film, Edgar promises to honor Landor by including him in a future story. Poe's final short story is entitled Landor's Cottage. The pub owner is named Benny. This marks the tavern as Benny's Haven, a well-known and long-run establishment in the village of Buttermilk Falls, now Highland Falls, adjacent to West Point. The tavern existed from the early days of the Academy, and as of the movie's release, a bar using this historic name still exists in Highland Falls, New York. And lastly, that somebody spoiled, Edgar Allan Poe actually attended West Point for a while around 1830 and had already seen the first of his poetry published when he was there.
See, that part I didn't know, and I was like, I should look this up, and I was like, nah, it's probably going to be on the trivia. Yeah.
I also, another bit of trivia that I saw was that Senator John Fetterman had a cameo in the movie. The guy who beat Dr. Oz in the election last year.
What, for New York Senate?
Pennsylvania Senate.
Oh, that makes sense.
He beat Dr. Oz. He had a cameo in the movie. I read he was like in the tavern somewhere. He's the dude who like he's bald and has like huge big facial hair guy. Apparently Christian Bale put him in because he met him before and was like, you would fit in this scene. You want to come?
Okay.
You want to be in a movie?
You want to be in the movie? Senator was like, yeah, sure, I guess.
Yeah. And this is going to be on Netflix too. That's the platform I want to be on.
Yeah, if you're going to be in a movie, may as well be in a Netflix one. Be in one single movie. Make it one where people are going to see it.
Are they though? The way that they just dump shit and just walk away, set it on fire.
Well, it depends on the movie, I guess.
Leave it to die.
Yeah, Netflix kind of.
That's not the platform you want your property to be on.
Yeah, maybe I prefer an HBO movie if I'm gonna show up in something.
Look, that's the gold standard. We all can't. We can't be a HBO movie at best. At best, a Hulu original.
You don't want to be on. You don't want to be on Disney Plus.
It depends, because if it's not Star Wars or Marvel, nobody watching that shit.
What you didn't see the High School Musical, the series?
I actually watched season 1. I hated every bit of it, but I watch every week, just like I'm going to watch every week of Velma.
Yeah, there's some things that it's like, well,
yeah,
I've come this far, you know.
I was more referencing Willow. Like, nobody's watching that.
Oh yeah,
that's a National Treasure TV show. Nobody's watching that.
During
National
Christmas
Treasure TV show.
Yeah.
Catherine Zeta-Jones is the bad guy.
Oh, Nicolas Cage. That's what I was thinking of. Okay, yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just give me National Treasure 3 with Nick Cage. Like, why are we?
No. He's got to make Unforgiven Part 2.
Right.
Of course.
Nah, he can't. He dies in that movie.
Spoilers. Damn.
Hey, I don't
now
care anymore.
now I don't want to watch it.
We at the end of the show now.
But this was a lot of fun, and I genuinely appreciate you going into your spam messages on Instagram and hitting accept when I sent you a message.
I am so new to YouTube. I got monetization on my channel like a week ago.
Congratulations, by the way.
This is thank you. I'm so excited. This is a new game for me. So maybe if I become more successful, maybe I will have to like filter messages a little more, but I'm not getting that many messages. So
you aren't getting that promoter that wants to elevate your followers.
Yeah. Elevate my follower count. I did get some of those, but those actually go in my Instagram. They have like a hidden messages thing where if it looks like a promoter thing, they're like, no.
Can you please promote your product? And also if you have any shows coming up.
Yeah. So please, like and subscribe. My name is Evasive on YouTube. I've started working on my next video essay. I'm doing a political topic. I watched Bedtime for Bonzo. That is a movie where Ronald Reagan adopts a chimpanzee. That is going to be my next video essay topic. Yeah, it's real. And not to spoil my own video, but there's a little bit of conspiracy because the chimpanzee almost killed Ronald Reagan on set. And then like it grabbed him by the tie and almost suffocated him. And then the monkey ironically died of suffocation itself from smoke inhalation like a week after the movie came out.
Are you saying that Jeffrey Epstein did not commit suicide?
I'm saying the Reagan equivalent of this. Like, I'm not saying that Reagan set that fire, just like how, Reagan didn't know anything about the Iran-Contra affair. Okay, obviously.
We totally didn't put crack in the Black community. That wasn't a thing.
Yeah, Reagan, obviously innocent, couldn't have happened. God, I'm getting political. I'm like, if I'm gonna, my last video generated a bunch of views, and some of those views were people hate watching it because they hated my opinion. So I'm like, if I'm gonna make it on YouTube, I just got to get more controversial. I got to come out the gate with a video about Ronald Reagan.
Are you the YouTube equivalent of Velma?
No. and also, how dare you?
Right.
It's the end of the show, right? Nobody's listening anymore. But all right, so you're on YouTube?
Yep, I'm Evasive on YouTube, and if you live in the New York City area, my stage name is Nicole Ava. If you follow me on Instagram, Nicole_Ava_. I post whenever I'm performing. So like my next, this will be after this video comes out, but I'm doing a show on the Upper East Side on Tuesday.
Oh yeah, that's the past at this point.
Yeah, but I'm getting booked for shows. I'm doing things. I can be funny sometimes on stage. It's always, I have fun with it. I really enjoy messing with my audience. That's kind of my favorite thing to do in stand up now, is just really screw with the audience. Like, I do this bit now where I tell my audience, like, I don't know how to have sex. And then I'm like, is anyone here good at sex? If you're good at sex, raise your hand. And I get people to raise their hand. And I'm like, okay, keep your hand raised. And I go out into the audience and I'm like, okay, what's your name? And
oh wait, you want me to play? Here, I'll play. Yes, my name's Chad. I'll play.
Okay, Chad. So you said you're good at sex.
Yes.
Tell me why you're good at sex. And then they got to answer in front of a whole audience. And then if they don't, it's like, well, then why'd you raise your hand? Did you just lie to all of us?
I want attention.
Make it awkward. Make it really awkward for the whole audience. And then they laugh.
But yeah, I wish you much success. You was funny and entertaining on this, so I can only assume you are that on stage. So I wish you success. I want to see you on some SNLs. So when you get big and famous and you have your own Netflix stand-up, I'm gonna be like, she's on our podcast.
I'm hoping
slide your boys some tickets, all right?
give me like 5 or 6 years, maybe I can do that. It's a slow ladder. You got to climb the ladder to get up there, but
Right,
I'm
right,
climbing that ladder.
right. But yeah, thank you again for being on. We
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
Sure. And if y'all want to invite me back sometime, I'd be happy to do this again. This is fun.
Well, we gotta see what your ratings look like first on this episode.
Okay. No problem. I see.
But
Okay.
but thank you so much for listening. Please rate, like, and review our podcast on your platform of choice. If you have any feedback, please email us at weusetotalkpod@gmail.com. Like our Facebook page. We used to talk about this at work, and follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at We Used to Talk Pod. Also, we need to start promoting our letterbox pages, Matt. Mine is BOW1213. Matt's is
Oh, Mr. King 0257.
yeah. So we're gonna promote that more. And what is yours, Ava?
Just Nicole Ava.
Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna be better about promoting that. But come back next week when we discuss the HBO Max original documentary, Call Me Miss Cleo.
And like always, I don't know if this is a good episode. I don't know if it was a bad episode. But whatever you think about it, talk about it at work. Thank you for listening.